Hi Emma, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about, babies / toddlers and sleep, or lack thereof sleep.
No sleep.
No
We
sleep.
never get any sleep.
Well, actually...
Please help me sleep.
To be fair, we do get quite a bit of sleep.
We're quite good. Lily's
Yeah.
very good. This episode is called Hallucinations. Welcome to another night in the Crippen household.
Oh,
We can pretend.
we can pretend.
I suspect we'll record a lot of these in the day,
Yeah.
as it turns out. We were going to record them on an evening.
but it turns
didn't
out
work.
we need time to decompress on an evening.
And do our day jobs.
And work late.
So what are we? So the baby is asleep. It's time to unwind and leave. I've put in brackets anecdote. I've forgotten what this bit was meant to be.
I like the opening where it's
Yeah.
like the midnight, what's it called? Night garden?
Oh yeah,
It's time to something. The baby's asleep. It's been a busy day in the Crippen household.
You can leave the scrubbing the sick off the floor, whatever you've been up to today, behind.
Don't do that. Please clean it.
We've got patches of water spilt on the
We
carpet
do.
that are still needing to be cleaned
But it's
up.
a sunny night, and the moon is going to dry that up.
That's it. I'm Elliot, and with me, as always, is the more interesting co-host, my wife Emma.
Definitely. Thank you. You can't see it, but I'm putting my little hands under my face and making myself look cute.
What craft activity are we doing this evening? Okay, so what we doing with the jacket this evening?
Well, he actually isn't in doing anything. I just want the credit that I did this all by myself. I bought an old leather, an old jacket that... Denim is the word I was looking for. An old denim jacket from Facebook. And then I painted the back of it saying Mama's 30th birthday and put the Disney castle on it. And if I do say so myself, it turned out rather good. So that is what we are doing as our craft tonight.
Very good. You have to stay tuned till the end to see how it turns out.
Yeah, you might disagree with me. You might think it's really bad.
We're not crafting experts. The
No.
idea here isn't that we're showing you how to do things well.
I was pleasantly surprised how unrubbish it turned out. So.
Yeah. Do send us in your suggestions of what crafts you'd like us to do.
Or if you're actually crafty, send in something really impressive you've done.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to share a parenting achievement you've unlocked? And
yes.
we're in a competition here for the best achievement. I thought we could both share one each.
Ooh.
I haven't thought ahead about what we might share.
Is this like Xbox Unlocked? This is why I came with this segment. Because, people who know back, I don't know if they still do it because I have no longer any time to play. Back in the day, Xbox had a thing like achievement unlocked when you used to, do a certain thing on a level. Or,
I think it's quite standard in
Do you
video
think
games.
it's still a thing now?
Yeah.
I even work in the industry, but I'm too old and tired to know these things.
The other day, I had the fun activity of, without me realising, Lily was dunking her hands in the toilet water and then drying them and then going back and repeating. I thought, I didn't see the toilet part. I just saw the drying of hands. I thought, oh, she's playing a fun game of like washing hands and drying hands. No, it turned out we were just dunking our whole hands into the toilet.
So now we've had to wash another towel because somebody wasn't watching what was happening.
I feel like a lot of my achievements
I
result from me not paying attention.
I thought the one you were going to say was somebody. I'm not going to say who. Yeah, the cheese. Somebody wasn't paying attention, and Lily had a packet of cheese. And
grated cheese, not
cheese.
like a block of cheese.
No, that would have actually been preferable. And somebody, I'm not naming any names, wasn't paying attention because Mama had gone upstairs for a few moments. And when I came back downstairs, there was grated cheese all over the floor. Oh, you gave her the cheese? I did
give her the cheese. I
thought you thought that was a good idea.
I'd forgotten that she might just tip the bag over the floor.
Yeah.
And then
I realised we've
sit in
given you
it.
2 of Elliot's achievements. I need my own achievement.
That's right. We can save an achievement for another episode.
Well, it makes it sound like I'm not just such a wonderful parent, but the reality is we are doing all things. I just can't think of something immediately that has happened.
A memorable occasion.
Oh, my memorable achievement
was it is not an achievement in the sense that you did anything to achieve it,
No.
but a situation that occurred.
It was more what I thought was an organic Xbox achievement unlocked, like it's where something just happens.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Like you stumble upon something.
Yes.
So this was when Lily was was she a year?
I think so.
So about a year ago. But it was very memorable. Me and her were sat in the bath together and she threw up in the bath. And I was like, that's a parenting moment that I will remember for a very long time. And that's probably more common than I think. And I was so thinged that I wanted her just to get it all out of her system. I didn't even scream. I was just like, okay, just keep throwing up because I don't want us to have to take you to bed and then you be throwing up again. So like, even
just
though
keep
there's
throwing up on me in the bath.
yeah, let's just keep getting this out of your system before we have a thing later on.
Shall we talk about sleep?
Let's talk about sleep.
Didn't have a great night last night.
Did
Although,
not.
I mean, by the standards of other parents, I mean, this is the exciting thing of doing this, is connecting with other parents and hearing your stories, because Lily's actually quite a good sleeper.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she was up like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
this morning.
Yeah, it was tough.
Into our bed, and then didn't go back to sleep.
Normally, in my defence, because I'm the one who brought her into the bed when she was crying, normally at that kind of time, if you put her in the bed, she will just go out to sleep and she'll be happy because she's between you both and really snuggly. But instead, she just wanted everyone to get up.
Yeah. I had her kicking me in the head from 4 a.m.
And then if she wasn't kicking you, I'd have a little thing creeping on me and trying to push my head up, to get me up.
Yeah.
She does this now. She's getting quite good at talking. She's almost 2, but she also sometimes just drags you. It's like, I'm going to physically push your head up.
You're not understanding what I want.
No.
I will show you.
It's not that you don't want to do it, it's that you don't understand. So I'm just going to push your whole body up so that you'll get, I want you to get off the bed. And I kept being like, our word is dodo for sleep. I kept being like, dodo, it's dodo time. And she'd just look at me like, no, it's not. I'm up.
I disagree.
You're wrong. I think you'll find it's time we get up now.
Toddler knows best.
Yeah. It's hard though, because recently it's got very sunny and it's getting towards summer and obviously it's a lot lighter. So I think to her, she's like, well, it's light, it's morning, that's when we get up.
But we've been reminded recently with your sister having a newborn baby, what it's like. I think I block a lot of it from my mind. I really struggled in the early days with the lack of sleep. Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah. It's funny because she's currently calling her partner Grumpus because he gets really grumpy without sleep. And I was like, no, that's exactly what Elliot was like. I think I was like, oh, Mr. Grumpy's back again. It's going to make the day even more miserable.
Yeah. I didn't do well. I thought I'd be okay, but I'd never anticipated that it's not just a few nights where you're up all night. It's it's a marathon
it's just the norm.
Cumulative kind of lack of sleep over weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
And it seems
never ending. And we're talking
ending.
about how, not that I'm saying it was a lot worse for women, but it is because, you've given birth or me and my sister, we both ended up having emergency C-sections. So you're in hospital a week trying to give birth for probably 2 days. Then you have an operation. They're in your hospital for another 2 days. And that whole time you basically don't sleep because you can hear everybody else's baby making noises when you're in the ward. So the baby sleeps, but you get no sleep.
I was trying to remember this morning. I think it was the end of the first week, and we had, first or second week when we had Lily, and we had our kind of low point of lack of sleep, where we were both hallucinating.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what you were saying when you woke up in the middle of the night, and
it was something about Dalmatians because had we watched 101 Dalmatians the night before?
Maybe. And then there was also an element of, I'm sure you were saying something
like,
what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? And I was like, we're asleep. We've got a baby. I didn't realise for a long time that you weren't with it because your eyes were open. You were lying in bed.
It was only when, like, because I was slowly, like, coming to, and I saw his really worried face, and I was like, oh, he's really worried. I wonder why. Why does he look so worried? Yeah. And then he was going, we have a baby. And in my head, I was like, yeah.
You just had no concept of who you were or your surroundings or anything. It was, kind of scary.
Yeah.
But, you know, we've been awake for many days on end.
We had. And in my dream, I had to find a puppy. Like, in that moment, I was like, we need to get... I can't remember it now, but I remember it was very vivid about there was 101 Dalmatians and we had to hide them and we had to bring them food. But because I think I was still aware I had a baby, in my dream they were in a cot at one point. So it was very confusing. But yeah, I remember kind of waking up / coming to and Elliot's little worried face looking at me. Just big eyes. And I was like, what? Well, why is he so worried? I don't understand.
It was definitely a shock, I think, having our first child, just getting used to that lack of sleep and rhythm of it all. And it's... we're kind of used to it now, like getting up at 6 a.m. every morning doesn't seem too bad.
No.
But it does, or for us at least, it got better.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
Once she got in a routine, she was fine.
And out of that baby phase, and like we said, she actually slept pretty well compared to a lot of people we know. I don't know about people listening what your experience has been like, but I suppose our comparison has been your family who have children who sleep.
Who sleep a lot.
Excellently.
Yeah, so you'll learn this. I have a big family, and my sister in France, her children are super sleepers, like annoyingly so. So I knew it was hard, but when you have someone whose child, they even now, how old's Nassim?
6.
6. He will happily sleep just a 2-hour nap if she puts him down. He'll do that.
And they sleep in till...
And they sleep
9 o'clock
like...
sometimes in the morning.
Sometimes 10 o'clock they can sleep in till. And they go to bed at like 8, 9. I'm like, Lily has never slept in like that, ever.
Yeah.
And people go, oh, well, he's older. She's got 2 children. Her younger son, Isaac, is only 6 months older than Lily. So it was a clear comparison throughout that he sleeps a lot more.
This is the thing, isn't it? You can't compare when you've got children.
No, you can't.
As parents, you
but
just
I
can't
think
compare.
there's just genetics. They just have like a super sleeper gene because they can sleep anytime, anywhere, boom, asleep.
Yeah.
Whereas like even in cars, if it's not her nap time, Lily's not going to go to sleep.
Anyway, this project of ours is brought to you in partnership with the Kairos movement, which is a network of people and groups which sit under the umbrella of the Methodist Church. Although it's really open to anyone, if you're around in Yorkshire or further afield even. So the Kairos movement is, like I say, a network of people and groups. It's all about really everyone flourishing as individuals and as a group of people, making reality kind of that Christian message of Jesus that we can all flourish, but doing it in a very different way. It's not a typical church structure.
Not the guy on the street saying you're going to hell.
Yeah, exactly. It's about us all helping each other, understanding ourselves, having a rhythm and pattern of different spiritual practices, whatever that might be, however you want to interpret that. So that we can all kind of flourish physically, mentally and spiritually. And part of that is belonging to family and community, like we're a little group of parents listening to this.
Yeah.
It's just like that really, and nurturing each other. So it's not, you don't have to be overly religious or anything to be part of it. We're partnered with them, we're part of Kairos. And it's also about helping other people, so as well as looking after ourselves, reaching out and helping people in our communities and on the margins. It's a weird thing to try and explain, but it's a dispersed informal and formal group of digital and physical gatherings around the Yorkshire area. Kairos do lots of different stuff. Some of it is crafting related, so if that's part of this show that you're particularly drawn to, then you can meet with others and do crafting.
Yeah.
Or if you want to link up with other parents, you can do that through us, through our Instagram account or through our Facebook chat.
Yeah.
Just get in touch with us and link up with other people around. We're supported by the Methodist Church as well as Kairos being under the Methodist Church. We're also supported by the wider Methodist Church, which is great. It means I can do this as part of my job. Woohoo!
And I can do it for free. Woohoo!
You always get dragged into church things with me, don't you?
I do.
I mean, this is one of the more fun things we do.
It's definitely the most fun thing I've been dragged into church-wise.
We're on that point now, aren't we, about when she's going to drop her last nap. So we moved down from 2 naps to 1 nap when she was, I can't remember now. Quite a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Year and a half?
I think it was before that.
Might have been.
But yeah, she's now getting to the point where, we're not sure when she'll drop that nap.
I just don't want her to, is my honest opinion. Because otherwise, especially when you're away from home, 2 hours in the middle of the day is great to either do stuff or to get some good work done. So people are going, it's great because I'll sleep really well at night. And I'm like, she does. She just wakes up really early. And I get maybe it'd be worth it for the lion. But I get annoyed now because even if she'd lie in, I'd be up at 6. Because you're just used to the routine of this is when they wake up. So we're all up.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I feel like I can finally function, but I'm not looking forward to if and when we have another child going back and starting all again. I hope they sleep well.
I think that's why people end up stopping at 1. But I've made no friends. I want another child, but this is because I don't want my child to be lonely.
Yeah.
And I think it's different when you come from a big family. I really liked having siblings.
Yeah, and I was an only child, but I would have quite liked a sibling, really.
Yeah. But we're currently in the process of hoping we will move house before we make the decision to have another child.
Yeah, all those life complications. But anyway, we won't go
we'll
into it
see.
Yeah, if you've got more than one child, I was going to say let us know, but maybe don't let us know if it's a bad experience. We don't want to know.
Get loads of emails. Don't do it.
Does the sleep get easier? Is it second time round? Are you more accustomed to?
I think every child's different. So they might be a terrible sleeper, but I mean, God willing, they might be a wonderful sleeper. Like, maybe we need to spend time with Becky and be like, what do you do? How do they sleep for
Just
so
try and
long?
get it to rub off on Lily.
Yeah.
Part of this, I was always keen to look at how things have changed from when we were young and how our upbringings are, quite different, and whether that's affected how we are now and also what it was like for us.
I can say for sleeping, it's I don't know if I should say it. My parents would just get sick of us and they would just lock us in a room and be like, that's it, good night, the door's locked, it's bedtime now, you're not coming out.
Yeah, I mean, there is any... It's difficult to know how to navigate this. Any view you have on how to raise children is valid, I suppose, to a certain extent. So if your means of coping with sleepless children is to try extreme... what's it called? Cry it out method. Yeah. Extreme cry it out method of just locking them in a room.
Yeah. Although, in my parents' defence, there was 4 of us, because I'm a quadruplet. So it wasn't like they were just doing it, we have 1 child. They were like, our toddlers won't stop coming into our room. So we're just going to lock them in.
Yeah.
And in their defence, I mean, it did work. We learned, eventually they no longer locked us in. It is a bit extreme, I think especially gentle parenting nowadays would have a lot to say about.
But this is what's interesting, isn't it? We'll come back to it an awful lot, is how our parents often kind of look at it and say, well, it worked for you. Why is the advice changed nowadays?
Why do it a different way?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's like my parents have this is a complete side note, of a big thing, like in their day, breastfeeding wasn't considered that good. So they were very like, why would you fight on trying to do it, especially because I really struggled, and in the end I did just pump some breast milk and I would give that to her rather than breastfeed. But even then they couldn't quite understand why I'd do that for as long as I did, because I tried to do 6 months supply of milk just to give her that. And I remember they were like, well, you're just making yourself a lot of work, which I was doing, but in my head it was worth the benefit of all that going to her. But back in their day, Mum was like, well, they really pushed formula on you. It was considered much better than breast milk. So I think things have changed so much. Sometimes they just look at you like you're crazy.
So we're coming to the end now. How's the crafting gone? Are you happy with your jacket that you've been doing?
Yeah. This is in the imaginary world. Oh, I've just finished and it looks wonderful. But I really enjoyed wearing it on my birthday. I was very happy with how it turned out.
Yeah. We took it to Disneyland.
We did.
And
my own problem is I don't know when to wear it now, because it seems a bit odd wearing a Disneyland jacket just around.
And it's very specific. It does say on it 30th birthday.
Yeah. Although I suppose as I get older, it might be nice for people to think I'm 30.
Just lie about your age.
Yeah. Well, it's my birthday. Or they'll think I've just turned it and that's why I'm wearing the jacket. So maybe it's a good future investment for me to feel a bit younger.
Well, remember to send us in some crafts you've done. If you've made a jacket or done...
Made a jacket was quite impressive.
Yeah, what do you call what you've done? Is it painting a jacket?
Yeah.
With fabric paint?
When I was YouTubing it, it was jacket painting.
Jacket painting. Well, if you've done jacket painting, then let us know.
Or if you have made a jacket, far more impressive.
Yeah, definitely. And we will feature... here you go. Here's an image of someone who's done a craft.
Da-da-da-da.
If you're watching on YouTube. Shall we look at the parenting tips people have sent us in?
Oh, yeah. Do you actually have any pretend ones that women will look at?
No.
Oh, that's a really good tip. Yeah, I like that one a lot. I have a parenting tip, if that would help.
You have? Okay. Parenting tip from Emma.
So a lot of people say they were struggling with my sister's thing when they were putting their child down because they weren't warm. My tip is,
Wait, sorry, I don't understand the concept.
So, when you put your child off you and you try and put them down in their cot or crib or wherever.
Oh, yes.
And then they're cold and it doesn't smell of you. What I used to do is I used to put a cover. This is my northern word. Elliot calls it a blanket.
A blanket, yeah.
It's a cover.
Blanket.
That you put around you when I was holding Lily. And then when she drifted off, I'd put the cover down first. And then put her on it, so it'd be warm and kind of smell of me.
Yeah, it would help keep her asleep if we rocked her to sleep and needed her to go in the cot.
I can imagine some comments already being like, "Oh, it's really unsafe. You should never put a cover under a child." But
we don't care.
It really worked, and I wasn't going to abandon my child and just not watch her, because at that point I was paranoid she wasn't breathing all the time, which I know people will have with newborns. Where I just constantly was checking she was breathing every minute. So...
As with everything, we cannot guarantee any of our advice. Don't take anything we say with any certainty.
Well, especially that was my advice. That wasn't even one we've read out.
Yeah. But equally, we are always right.
Completely.
We've only done it once, but we know everything about parenting.
Yeah. This is what gets me. When celebrities have one child... and they write a book. And I'm always like, I don't care if it's about your experience, but often it's like, this is how I did this. And I'm like, that's great, But you've got a lot of money, a lot of help. Sorry, so once again, a side note, just really annoys me. Because I'm like, you think you did such a good job. And you probably did, okay? But I don't want to hear about what you did with all your money. And you were like, oh, yeah, I did the whole, nursery in this theme. Okay, that's great. Lovely. I'm just bitter, okay?
Well, on that note, thanks for joining us in the blanket fort this evening, or the middle of the day, or whenever you're watching this, middle of the night, watching this,
probably
listening
the middle of the night, if you're up.
Yeah. When do you most listen to podcasts?
When I'm working. So throughout the day.
Yeah, that's true.
When I'm doing chores, basically the whole time. Anytime I'm not looking after my child.
Yeah. Leave a like, subscribe, do those things, download, I don't know, whatever you're doing, whatever platform.
And if it's on a podcast...
Leave a comment. click the buttons. Click all the buttons.
All the buttons.
That's what we want, all the buttons. Thanks for joining us.
Well, not dislike buttons.
Yeah, no, they're good.
Oh, I guess
Yeah, we
your
want that.
engagement.
Give us,
Tell us
bad
what's wrong
feedback.
with us.
Yeah, we want lots of negative comments.
That was really dangerous putting a thing with my child in a cart. Tell me you really like celebrity books where they talk about their kids.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Sleep well.